everyone. It's time to start the day. Unless if you're listening to this in the middle of the day, which is entirely possible because it's a damn podcast. Old radio habits die hard. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, the daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. And a lot of that going on. A target-rich environment, to be sure. So much to cover. Let me start with this. This is such uncharted territory. If you are a fan of my team, the Detroit Lions. There's these things called like power rankings that come out each week. That people who write for a living say, all right, now these are this week's best teams in the whole football league. And right now the Lions are third. That is odd. There's 32 teams in football. And these experts say that 29 of them are worse than the Lions. That is very, very strange to me. I'm trying not to get too excited about any of that shit. Again, I don't watch football. Outside of the Lions, I just don't watch. I have so much going on. In fact, when I watch the Lions, it's usually on my phone when I'm making Sunday family dinner. Like when I was preparing the sweet and sour chicken fried rice spectacular, the Slaughter the Turks chicken. I can't even think of the name. What the fuck am I doing? My fantasy football team. I don't watch the games that my players are on. I don't do any of that shit. No, I just look at the app and see who's scoring points, which, by the way, I'm 6-0. When it came to the fantasy football draft over at my neighbor's house. You know, it's all these young studs, all these young bucks. As Becca Shea points out, easy, we still do not get the sweet and sour chicken fried rice recipe. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're exactly right. I will write it under where I wrote it yesterday. Recipe times 2. Sorry. You'll get it. You'll get it, I swear. When you make the sweet and sour sauce, after you add the cornstarch / water mixture, I want you to heat it up again until it thickens, and then just set it aside. And maybe warm it up again when you put it over the chicken. A little note that's not in the recipe there. I found that out the hard way. First time I made it, I added the cornstarch water slurry, and nothing firmed up. So I added about 4 more boxes of cornstarch. It was like Quikrete. So stupid. The teams ahead of the Lions. Right now, the experts say Miami is 1. I don't remember 2. So this is all very, very foreign to me. Kind of waiting for bad things to happen, but the only bad thing that happened was that overtime loss when the Lions played Seattle at home. Now, it doesn't get easier for these idiots. They travel to Baltimore to take on another first-place team who, from what I'm understanding, they're not that great. Even though they're like 4-2. But still. So I got to pry myself away from reading about this shit. To not get too fucking wound up, and get my hopes up. But it sure is fun when they're successful because, it's been decades. Well, the fact that at a 5-1 start, that is their best start in 60 years. That's good and horrible at the same time. I mean, 6 games into a year to have only 1 loss and that's the best you've done in 60 years. It just goes to show how fucking horrible these assholes have been for the longest time. My God. So that's kind of like something that's kind of cooking on my brain right now. Also cooking on my brain is the ridiculous discomfort I have in my male private area. Oh, boy. This is some real heat. Now there is a CT scan set for Sunday, of all days, at 8 a.m. down the road at the hospital here. So I think a CT scan is the same as a CAT scan, right? I mean, I don't know. They just said I talked to the physician's assistant. They haven't even yet passed me off to an actual doctor over at the urologist. But it's good that I can reach out as soon as I'm having a hard time. So yesterday after this show, I did that, and then she goes, "All right, I'm scheduling a CT scan." So, all right, I'm putting an order in. I scheduled it. First one available is Sunday. Then the latest issue, my balls start hurting. Both balls start hurting yesterday. Intense pressure on my bladder. And then I go pee. Barely any comes out, and then that's it. It just seems like there's no space in there. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Chris in Maine says, "Are you sure they said no UTI?" Yes, I'm sure they said no UTI. I took a test. They said everything looks great. So that's what's happening. My brother is super worried about me. When you have a big brother, it doesn't always work like this because I have 3 big brothers. Actually, 4. And 3 do not give a shit about me at all. Just don't care. And I take it back. Paul cares about me. But Paul won't call. Paul won't say, hey, tell me what's going on. I take it back. If he knew, which I don't think he does, that my dick is about to fall off, he would be concerned. Mike does not give a shit. Jim does. World Book Jim. So I'm getting every day. He's like, how are you? How are you? I'm worried about you. How's your kidney? I go, the kidney's fine. Kidney's not the problem. Something else going on there. Don't know what. Chris in Maine drops this. Oh, yeah, if it's prostate cancer, it's super common, as I understand it. Very curable. Yeah, we're trying not to think about any type of the C word. But I don't know. Common sense would tell most people that it's probably a ridiculous thing to even bring up right now. Dumbass. Anyway, that's why I don't want to bring it up, because jackass shortstops like Chris are going to be like, oh, yeah. Chris says, you said it, cockhead. I said it. What are you talking about? Did I? I might have. Aram says, I would go to the urologist's office and not leave until they figure this out. All right, I'm working on it. But in the meantime, I'm just extremely uncomfortable. Everything is jacked. Could be worse, though. You could be at a hospital in Gaza. Oh. All right, now this is a disaster, but it just occurred to me before I get to this story. It is very important that you send a question for Dad on Dear Meathead. I have 2 right now. Chris D. sent one, and Matt Kuipers sent one. Okay? So if you can do that, you have a question, send it along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And he would love to hear from you. Aram says, this is your life, man. Screw being polite anymore. Well, here's the thing. I think there's a fine line because you at the same time, I have had numerous tests done. And I'm, you know what? It's hard to disagree with you. I take it back. Screw being polite anymore. You see me squirming in my seat? It's because there's all sorts of dickishness going on down there. This is your life, man. Screw being polite anymore. I like that. I think I should adopt that. So I need something to be done. I did send a tell me what you think of this. I reached out to the urology office. And this is what it went. This is how it went. Hello. I scheduled the CT scan for the first available, which is Sunday at 8 a.m. However, I'm experiencing new symptoms which are really bothering me. Both of my testicles now hurt badly. I'm miserable. This is new since the last time I contacted you the other day. What should I do? Have you tried any medications for the pain? And I'm like, I have not. I will try some Tylenol. I can't take ibuprofen. Well, yeah, okay, great. But I want to know what's causing it. I'll write that right now. However, I want to know what's causing it. Promptly is preferable. Tyler says, I will say, too, you'd be better off actually getting someone on the phone. They're usually very dismissive with those My Health messages. Chris in Maine suggests, could it be diet related? Seems like the new high frequency, low urine output has really ramped up since fat camp. I don't know. Who knows? Probably. I don't think so, though. I mean, eating better is not supposed to make your dick feel like it's falling off. Oh, man, this diet's going good, except my dick's about to fall off and my balls ache like I just got hit in them by a tennis racket. Aram says, offer them more money if that is what they want. Like they're holding my balls ransom? Is that what is that what you're implying? This isn't Cuba. The fuck are you talking about? Hey, if I slip you 100, will you check out my cock? He says they won't take it, but it escalates the severity to them. Stevie writes, take Tylenol. Typical answer for everything. Donko says, Aram is absolutely right when Aram says not saying being mean, just saying don't take the brush off treatment. All right, I don't think I have. I think I'm in good shape right now. Updates to follow. Probably by the time I start the Patreon bonus podcast. Tyler writes, you have a backup of urine and now a backup of jizz. So both your bladder and balls are on the verge of explosion right now. Autopsy shows he died of exploding balls. as usual, Fat Finger Kenny wanted to write best advice ever, but he wrote bear advice ever. One of Kenny's fingers is the size of my foot. Megan suggests, how have you not gone to the ER? I feel like most guys would have screaming with ball pain. Kenny's crabby. He didn't like that joke. He writes, like you never have typos, and then says, fuck off, dick. Amanda says your balls will explode like that cantaloupe in the microwave. Boy, I'm so glad I turned to you guys for support. I've got your balls are going to explode with jizz. I've got your bladder is going to explode. I've got your balls are going to explode like a cantaloupe. I've got fuck off dick. Megan says, no, you would have gone in screaming with ball pain. Becca Shea says, you'll be okay, Eric. Well, thank you. Did I mention Dear Meathead? Send a question in to Dad, maybe based on what I just got done talking about. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Email on the Shoreliners striping inbox. All right. So a lot of you are waking up today to the news that in Gaza, a hospital got blown to smithereens, supposedly. All you hear is that a hospital is blown up and 500 patients were blown to bits in the hospital. And the Palestinians are like, look at what the Israelis did. Now, I do not know what to believe. Right there, when I hear that, I said, well, the Israelis are like, okay, it's time to go blow up a hospital since they were killing our random people. Well, that doesn't seem right. So the Israelis are saying, no. We had nothing to do with it. And we've even got proof. It was another terror organization in Gaza, not Hamas. Some other group. Who knows what the fuck their name? I think they're called like the Israeli Defense Fund or some shit. And Gaza's like, look, here's the proof. First of all, a lot of it is just Israel's word against everybody else's. And nobody is going to believe that. Okay? For sure, no one in the Arab world is going to believe that. But the Israelis are saying, no, you guys accidentally blew up your own shit and you're inflating the number. At this point, it doesn't fucking matter. This is the type of thing that when you have people that are pissed off and just looking for a reason to get in on the fight, this is going to do it. This is like the Arab Jew version of and highly escalated of Montgomery Brawl. Right there, when someone blows up the hospital, you know, now you've got the guy swimming across the thing to get on the dock who's swimming to a fight. So now the Arab world is even more pissed off, which could lead to actual countries getting involved in this. And then the U.S. is in a war. That's fucking horrible. It just so happens that Biden is visiting the Middle East right now, which is never good. Biden out in the wild is just bad. So this dipshit is speaking with Israeli prime president? I don't know, Benjamin Netanyahu, who actually speaks English more clearly than Biden. And listen to how Biden describes what happened yesterday with the destruction of that hospital.
I was deeply saddened and outraged by the explosion at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. And based on what I've seen, it appears as though it was done by the other team, not you.
When speaking to Benjamin Netanyahu, I'm deeply saddened, but it appears like it was done by the other team.
It was done by the other team, not you.
Oh, no. I don't know why that sounds terrible, but it sure does sound terrible, referring to them as the other team.
But there's a lot of people out there not sure. So we got to overcome a lot of things. And it also means encouraging life-saving capacity to help the Palestinians who are innocent, caught in the middle of this. And, well, anyway, that's who we are.
What? Even when he's making sense, he doesn't really make sense.
Not just me, but I mean, that's who the United States is.
What?
And it's just not the example of our power, it's the power of our example. It's almost as important. The world's looking. Israel has a value set like the United States does and other democracies. And they're looking to see what we're going to do.
I always get lost when he's talking. I just can't with this guy. Look, we gotta talk. Are we at a point where Biden is so lost mentally, cognitively, that we need to actually start thinking about supporting Trump? Is that on the table? Corey says no. Tyler describes him as a walking corpse. Becca Shea says no, never Trump. So that would mean we would have to choose a person who is cognitively disoriented, but yet we still choose him over Trump. That's where we are. That's what the free world has as choices. A psychopath and a man who is completely off his rocker, mentally ill. My God, are we fucked? Linda says she only supports our Trump on this show because he's hilarious. Well, that's Trump. All right. So you may think that this is all cheeky and whatever, douchey, what I'm doing right now, but this is fucking crazy. We are in a horrible spot right now, the United States. Well, the whole world is. This is on the verge. This is how world wars start. This is how a holy war could start. Now, again, Hamas brought this all on with that attack. But then again, those people have been feeling the heat for decades. I actually get it. This is so crazy right now. Corey says Biden could be dead in the ground and still be less destructive as Trump. Kevin Kuiper says Biden has been gone since he entered office. Kenny says, Q. Hey, mate, Q Holy Wars by Megadeth. But when I say Q, I mean like Q in, like to the first minute and 30. That hook is incredible, man. You're going to love that part. Oh. Remember those days? Chris says, destructive how? I don't know. Destructive to my psyche. Hojo Potatoes says, if the world offered more opportunity to live abroad in developed nations like those in North America and Europe, many Palestinians would happily leave. So are you suggesting that other Arab nations would not allow Palestinians in? I think we're seeing that on the southern border of Gaza. The Egyptians are like, fuck no. We don't want your trash. Get out of here. I think that's what you're suggesting. But he says opportunity to live abroad in developed nations like those in North America. And I think there's a lot of those. I think there's plenty of regions in the Middle East where it's very forward. Hojo Potatoes, as maybe they don't want to go to other Arab nations, and those nations have millions of Palestinians already. Well, I don't know, man. Who knows? Cole adds, World War III has already started. Biden is trying to figure out which team we're on. Not to mention, closer to home, the United States really can't get anything going right now because they don't have a Speaker of the House. All the right-wing wackos are holding everybody hostage. After the Kevin McCarthy debacle, this asshole from Ohio, Jim Jordan, who's a piece of shit, he tries to get in as Speaker of the House, and they fucking firmly swat him out of there. So it's back to the drawing board. Congress can't get anything done until they get a Speaker of the House. The United States wants to send billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel. Ukraine to fight that war, Israel to fight the other war. And that, you know what? Maybe it's better off that we don't have a Speaker of the House. That way, we can keep more of our money. I shouldn't say that. I actually support all of our efforts to send money to Ukraine to stop Putin, the next Adolf Hitler, for fuck's sake. But all right. That's where we are right now. Closer to home, there's a political story, kind of. You may remember me talking about this local loser who lives about 5 miles away from me, named Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly ran for governor of Michigan and was murdered in the primary. He got his ass kicked. I think he finished like 5th. But he was all like, oh, I'm a patriot. Freedom, freedom, Trump, freedom. Let's go. Well, as all of his Freedom Bell, Liberty Bell ringing shit was going on, he also went to the Capitol and tried to kill Congress, allegedly. He's one of these dipshits who wandered into there, and then the FBI meticulously, person by person, has been able to identify these losers who tried to steal the election and kill all of Congress. Unfortunately, this guy did not go the way of that one dumb bitch who climbed through the window and ate a bullet. What the fuck was her name again? Ashley Madison? Ashley, John Bobbitt, Ashley Babbitt. That crazy Air Force bitch. She had like, if you remember, she had like a American flag as a cape as she jumped through that window. And that Secret Service guy goes, hey, if you come through there, I'm going to shoot you. And boom. That's it. You do not pass go. Well, this asshole, Ryan Kelly, was of that ilk. And during the campaign for Michigan governor, they were like raided his house and shit, and they arrested him. And then when he makes bail, his loser followers are in front of the jail. And they're like, with their stupid signs, carrying out like a bunch of assholes. And he's like, oh, this is such a great moment. I'm more popular than ever. What a big spike in the polls. This arrest is the best thing that's ever happened to me. This is great. Everybody respects me in my shithole town of Allendale. And then, boom, he gets his ass kicked. And now he's going to prison for 2 months. Now, I don't know if it's prison or jail. I think it's prison. And he got fined $5,000 over this deal. So that's awesome news. Look at this smug fucking little twerp. Anybody who has a sideways fucking smile like that, you can't trust him. Judge yesterday sentenced him to 2 months behind bars for being in that mob. Several months before his guilty plea, Kelly posted on social media that the Capitol riot was an FBI setup. Okay. His campaign posted the words political prisoner on Facebook after his June 2022 arrest. The judge noted all that. This is in U.S. District Court, so I think that means prison. It's a federal charge. Said, hey, you misused your platform as a candidate for public office by promoting lies about election fraud, including the baseless claim that January 6th was somehow part of an FBI plot. Cooper, the judge, said a lot of folks voted for you. Well, some folks voted for him. He traveled from Allendale, Michigan to Washington, D.C. to attend then-President Donald Trump's Stop the Steal rally. I love when I see stories about these losers getting popped. Kelly told the judge that he wanted to see receipts. Wait a minute. Kelly told the judge he wanted to see receipts supporting Trump's claims that Democrats stole the 2020 presidential election from him. Those receipts never came, he said. That is a betrayal, and I was misled into believing those things. So that sounds to me like he's pointing the finger at Trump. You know? He was, I love it when these assholes act like they're so stupid that they were tricked into thinking that that was true. You know? Like whenever any of you guys try to tell me something, I don't believe it. Like every time Kenny says something that just, there's no way I believe it. When he says that he's, doing this or that, I'm like, yeah, okay, right. I'll believe it when I see it. But he said he does not blame Trump for his conduct on January 6th. He did invite us there, but my actions were my actions. This is him right here. This is one of the pictures that got him in trouble. Here he is. Look at all these guys with pissed off looks on their faces. Here he is. He's screaming, come on, let's go inside of there and butt flop. Fuck. Ruined that joke. Here he is being a patriot with all his patriot pals. God. See what I mean? That American flag there. These assholes have ruined the American flag. If someone has the American flag like on a T-shirt, I don't want to talk to them. I'd be more likely to talk to someone and engage them if they had a flag of North Korea right now than the American flag. I'm just being honest. These guys, it's not the American flag. It's not what the American flag stands for. It's what these cocks have done to the American flag. Here's Ryan Kelly with all of his asshole buddies, and here he is urging people to come suck his dick. I think this guy right here in the pink hat is actually sucking his dick. That's what it looks like. This is Ryan Kelly getting his dick sucked. God damn. I hope his asshole is the size of a Folgers can by the time he leaves prison. I want him to set a record for how many penetrations at one time that a man can handle. Like actually 7 dicks in his butt at one time and 2 in his mouth and his ears and hands. That's 13 dicks. Even a dick in his dick hole. That would be 14 dicks at one time for Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly will set a record in prison for 14 dicks in his body at once. He's going to gain like 30 pounds in dick alone. That guy is and he's part of that whole pack, you know, of these Ottawa County pieces of shit who I hate. I hate these people. You know the ones. They've been causing trouble for so long. Making life difficult for everyone. Like this one.
Hi, my name is Kristen Megan Kelly. I'm the veteran, and I'm the veteran. I believe I've called and left a message earlier today. I'm the veteran. I'm just trying to get some feedback from whoever would be in charge. I'm the veteran in making the decision to sponsor the Eric Zane podcast. I'm the veteran. I am the mother. I'm the veteran of a child that he spoke about on his podcast. I'm the veteran in a sexual manner. I'm the veteran, including sex acts that he wants my veteran to perform. I've had the sheriff involved. Several sponsors have already backed out. And I'm the veteran. I believe in nonviolent free market solutions. I'm the veteran, so I greatly support free speech. I'm the veteran, but this is not protected speech. I'm the veteran when discussing sexual acts of a veteran. I'm the veteran. It was an attack on me and my family, and I'm the veteran. It's one thing to have an opinion of adults, but again, it's not protected speech to speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl. I'm the veteran. If you would like to see the evidence, and I have seen on social media someone is messaging people to not talk about it. I'm the veteran, but they want your business to know that your name is slapped behind the screen when he's saying these things. I'm the veteran. You can call me if you'd like. My number is area code 405-694-8334. I'm the veteran, but I would really like to know if your business supports this type of rhetoric. Area code 405-694-8334. I'm the veteran.
I didn't want to reveal the phone number.
I would just like to hear back from you. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time. I'm the veteran. Thanks.
Tyler says, quote, my child is also a veteran. Kent dropped the E at a U. Says, she may not be related to Ryan Kelly, but I bet she guzzles cum like Ryan Kelly. Megan says, I've heard something like this before. In person. Kenny adds, hey, driving through town, I got spotty coverage. You just messed up. But I still heard I'm a veteran about 6 times back to back. All right. So that's what's going on in the Ryan Kelly household. 2 months. I wish it was 2 years. And 5 months. He sells real estate. He's a real estate agent, I guess. By the way, he's 42, but he looks like he's 52. I don't know how people do that. 42, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting so old that people who are that age look old to me. I don't know. Chris in Maine says, why can't people like her get kidnapped in Israel? Yeah, I don't know. So that was the big, you know what? It was reasonably big news around here, but it kind of got buried. I mean, I thought that was a gigantic story, but the local press gets just the shit beat out of them every time they publish stories like this. You know, anything about anybody like that, and then all of the idiots come out of the woodwork. Like if I go to the Facebook page of like one of the local TV stations that covered this story, and it does they just can't help themselves. There's my man right there. Whenever you see the mad face on the, when because you can like it and you can do happy face. I usually do ha ha face. K.A. Emery says, this is all BS, political prisoners. And I like it when someone always says to him, yeah, he pled guilty. He chose to plead guilty. You asshole. Mike says, no, it wouldn't have mattered. They have guys in prison who are not even there, 22 years behind bars. Well, yeah, the guy who planned the whole fucking thing. What a joke. You've got to be kidding me, said somebody named Levi. Boy, I don't know. Fuck. This one. The soap. Pick it up with big burly black guy. Jesus. All right. 2 months in the joint. Kent dropped the E out of you about our pal KMK, says she claims she's a veteran, but what are her credentials? There's a big difference between combat veteran and a Coast Guard Reserves veteran. Oh, yeah. The thing I've often talked about this. I am always suspicious of people who announce that they were a veteran. Oh, I don't care who it is. And I don't care how they announce it. I don't care if they announce it with a bad-looking trucker hat. The only ones that, to me, should be allowed to wear it, barely, are Vietnam and older. You know, right now our Nam vets are old as shit. But, when you're that old, whatever you can have to make you happy and satisfied with life. Korea, I think there's a handful of World War II veterans left. I mean, can you imagine if you were walking around with a hat that said Civil War veteran or War of 1812 veteran? I don't want to see a guy walking around with Operation Desert Storm. That was a fucking turkey shoot, okay? We kicked the shit out of them. You might as well have a hat that says, I killed Iraqis. Or I killed Iraqis in Kuwait. The only guy that can wear veteran hat, as Chris says, is dead guy. Kenny writes something not legible. I don't understand what you're doing with your phone. I'm only going to read your typos now. Idiot wrote, hey, comma, KMK Day 6 is cooing up next month. And then follows it up with one that fixes it, that makes it worse, which says KMK Day is asterisk. I don't know what any of that is. Then Stupid writes, okay, no more texting in the car. And then after he writes no more texting in the car, fuckhead texts more in the car. You know what? I'm going to save your life, idiot. You're not supposed to be texting and driving anyway. Everything about you is dangerous. I'm giving you a timeout for your own goddamn good. Everything about you is dangerous. Oh, man, I'm in the car. I'm going to fire off all these texts. The fact that you think you're eating well when you pig out on 15 hot dogs with no bun is also dangerous. What the fuck is wrong with you, asshole? God damn. Megan says, Eric, did you see what KMK said about October Breast Cancer Awareness Month? People are losing their minds. I didn't. Can you please fill me in? Joe Martinez says he texts and drives all the time. Well, I can read yours. Again, Kenny has problems, you know. He can barely fit in the seat. His hands are gigantic, like the size of fucking Snuffleupagus' hoof. And he can't read. He's always pissed off. And he's driving a car. I mean, come on now. No more texting for you. Son of a bitch. All right, Meathead in 13 minutes. Dad, what do you think about someone who constantly is texting and driving? Can ask him about that. Can ask him about my ball pain. You know, the problem with my dad is if I tell him that I'm having problems with my balls and my bladder, he's going to worry so much. So I'll have to make it so it's not me, you know, couch it somehow, which I'm sure you already did. I don't like worrying him, and because that's part of the Alzheimer's, you know. If a breeze blows through, he's worried about it. There's always something he's worried about. Okay. Audience members on Facebook, X, and YouTube, it's time for me to say goodbye to you. If you could, though, go to download the Twitch app, and you can watch the entire show that way. You don't have to deal with Facebook, and I can see your comments. I can't see these damn comments for you folks that are on Facebook. So, download the Twitch app, search Eric Zane Live, and away you go. Also, if you want to listen to the audio podcast on demand as soon as it's done, I'm on all the platforms. Please throw a review at me. I'd love to hear what you think about the show. Wherever you download shows. All you have to do
Mobile home of rock and roll, Z93, little Ted for all you bow hunters out there, a little stranglehold for you. Hey, just got the word off of the wire, hot and fresh. Dennis Rodman is...
It said something went wrong.
Out of here. Yes, indeed. He was traded to the San Antonio Spurs for Sean Elliott. Hey, I don't care if it was a good trade or not. As long as the human vulture is gone, things are good in Motown. Loving that, loving this. White Zombie on the Z.
Goodbye. However, you know what's interesting about this? When I went to the email to check on Megan's, dick shit Kenny is, even though I told him he should stop texting and driving, and then I banned him. He then goes to my email and sends this. Hey, subject line, asshole. And he writes, in the car doesn't mean while driving. I was at a light. And then I had just parked back at home. And that's when I said the KMK Day is next month. Veterans Day. Fuckhead. Well, asshole, you sent a message that made no sense. And then you said, no more texting and driving. Asshole. You said it, dick. What the fuck? Typical Kenny. He admits to texting and driving and that he's texting poorly, which he does all the time. He's the worst texter of the bunch. And then I call him out on it. And then he gets grumpy and makes up a fairy tale and typical Kenny revisionist history. You idiot. Chris says, asterisk, at a McDonald's drive-thru. That's a low blow. I'm not sure. I've got several comments that say, fuck my ears, holy shit, oh my God, what is going on, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck just happened? What the hell was that? I thought that was just me. Sounded like the Toon Man. Yeah, get the Hall of Famer and Rebound King out of here. Demon Warp is coming alive in 196555. I am not sure what you all are talking about. I am clueless as to what is being discussed. I'll have to go back and listen to it. It may have something to do. The Z93 clip of Dennis Rodman, he is out of here, randomly started playing. Old Zane clip started playing out of nowhere. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why. Tyler says very loudly. Folks, I didn't hear that. My apologies. Shit. I was too busy making fun of Kenny. Kenny writes, I did not say driving. I said in the car. Yeah, you said no more driving or no more texting in the car. I guess my question then is, if that's even true, how does you in the car affect your texting if you're not driving? Does that mean that if you're not driving, but in the car, you text bad, but if you step out of the car, you will then text well? You asshole. Doesn't make any sense. Kristen Megan Kelly wrote on her social media, hashtag Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That time of year when big pharma and shady organizations push breast cancer screening methods that cause cancer. Well, this is actually great news. Because we all know that breast cancer screening methods are essential to early detection of breast cancer. And if Kristen Megan Kelly is against those very simple processes to detect breast cancer, that means she will refrain from doing them. And that means there is an increased chance that she will die a horrible death from cancer. And that's something we can all get behind. Thank you. Have a nice day. Oh, that's great. Now, that is coming from the wife of the guy who's going to be in charge of the health department, more than likely. That's where I live. Why do I think that all of these people are going to die horrible, painful deaths? I think it's funny. She needs to keep it up. I remember in that latest edition of Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists, she was so busy telling us, she was busy telling us that she was a veteran, and then talking about all this crazy, wacko anti-vaccine shit. And then what I noticed is she seems to be the type that needs to join fraudulent fat fucks or master waiters, because she used to be hot, but now she's not, and she knows it. And she took the time, because it's bothering her, to work in that she is on, quote, a personal weight loss journey. When you say I'm on a personal weight loss journey, you're probably better off saying I'm trying not to be so fraudulent and fatty and fat. I'm trying not to be so disgusting. Okay? Kenny would never say I'm on a personal weight loss journey. You know? Hold on a second. Darla, no. No, no, no. Hey. Hold on. She's eating the chair. Hey. Just had to bash her head against the wall. I didn't do that. Come on now. All right. Moments away from Dad on Dear Meathead. I've yet to say goodbye to everybody that is enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, but I will now.